In the co-main event, Brandon Moreno rips the flyweight title back from Deiveson Figueiredo by Dr. Stoppage. Dr. Stoppage! Thank you. After the third round, putting a bow on this pretty awesome rivalry. I'll just say right now, I'm just going to get out in the open. Was this fourth fight the most climactic ending that we would have wanted? No. But some people were like, I guess the rivalry never was that great. Shut up.
What? Who the fuck said that?
I've seen online things.
Get the fuck out of here.
Great
great
fights.
You got to mute
Every
those
fight.
people.
Yeah,
Okay. Figueiredo sustained an eye injury. Some people thought it was from a poke. It was not. That pretty much closed up his right eye. And after the third round, the doctor came in and said, "Can you see out of your eye?" And he was like, "No." And the doctor was like, "Well, then you can't fight anymore." And he was like, "All right." And then Moreno's the champ again.
Did he say no or did he guess? Because the
what?
doctor was holding up numbers.
Yeah.
And then I thought Figueiredo guessed, and the doctor was like, "No, that's it." Like, but maybe he said, "I can't see it." I don't know.
That eye was fucked.
Okay.
Apparently,
Omar,
it wasn't
start with
broken
you this time.
though.
Give us your take and your assessment of how this fight was playing out up to the point of the doctor stoppage.
Man, I thought the stoppage was fantastic. I was totally satisfied by it. He broke his fucking face. First round, I thought completely went to Moreno. I had no if, and, or buts about it. It was a competitive first round, but I thought it went to Moreno. The second round, I thought there were some if, ands, or buts about him. I still gave it to Moreno, but if you wanted to tell me that it was for Figgy, then I was okay with it. The official scorecards had it 1-1 going into the third round. And then, Moreno broke his face. And so that was the third round. And then the referee saved him from any further damage and embarrassment. Brandon Moreno, baby, let's go.
Yeah, man. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, this was great while it lasted. I mean, we've said it before. I don't know what these people on Twitter are talking about, but I could watch these two fight a million times.
Yeah.
It does feel a little bit weird to have this big quadrilogy end this way. Like, of course, Moreno earned it. It's not like it was a foul or something. He earned it. His punch is what caused the damage. But, like, it's not like he put him out. You know, like, it's. I just wish we could have gotten a bit more definitive of an answer than we did. But, you know, hey, I think it's safe to say that's the last time we are going to see these two guys fight. And honestly, we had a draw, a Moreno finish, a decision that you could argue should have been Moreno's, and now a Moreno finish by doctor stoppage. So you want to lay it out that way, it kind of sounds like Moreno had his way with this quadrilogy. And with Figgy already having alluded to the fact, and now obviously we know he made this decision, but going into it, alluding to the fact that he couldn't really make this cut anymore and he needed to move to 135, I think it was fitting that Brandon Moreno was able to win this one and kind of take over the mantle as the new king of the flyweights. So I'm glad to see it went that way and that we didn't have a weird situation where Figgy dropped the belt and that kind of a thing. And Moreno looked great. Like, the rounds were competitive, like Omar said. Well, 1 and 2 were competitive. But I thought Moreno was ahead and got more ahead in that third round. He looked great in that third round. It looked like he was starting to pull away. Figueiredo all fight long looked a bit tentative to me. I don't know if Brandon was maybe throwing some different looks at him that he was a bit uncomfortable with, because it seemed like he was a little hesitant and letting Moreno dictate it a bit too much compared to what we usually see from Figgy. But either way, awesome win for Moreno. Happy to see him as champ again, and I'm excited to see some fresh matchups in this division now as we move along.
Absolutely.
Quick point. Since you brought up the difference or maybe why Figgy might have been thrown off, I was listening to the interview that Ariel did with Said Sayoud. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. But I was listening to the interview, and apparently what they were focusing on was having Moreno continuously going to the right. I guess they must have seen something that I guess he gets thrown off. But he was saying, Moreno had him going to the right, go to the right, go to the right. And you saw how many shots Moreno was landing, how many shots Figgy wasn't landing, how many times Figgy was just standing there. So they saw something. State Sayud saw something, was able to adjust something in his game. And Moreno's 1-2s down the pipe were a problem.
Yep.
And I've said it before. People need to rely a lot more on that jab cross more than a lot of these hooks. The hooks come after, man. If you haven't set your shit up, hooks are just going to be a waste of blocked energy, and it becomes pointless. Shout out to what's his name, Poona Haley. You need more 1-2s. You need a lot more 1-2s, and you can see. I mean, it's like proven. Like you see when people throw 1-2s, it's a problem. Sean O'Malley is the king right now of 1-2s, and he gets them in there all the time.
Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz, when he throws them, his 1-2s are nasty. Conor McGregor was known for his 1-2s. It just people need to rely on them a lot more than they seem to be. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting little aspect to the game change. Oh, yeah, also apparently Brandon Moreno was fucked up. Like
I heard that. Jesus.
His knee was messed up, and he ended up getting sick. Like I guess they all got some flu or something.
Yeah, sure didn't look it.
Fought through it.
He definitely didn't. So, Bryce Mitchell, where
note.
you at? Exactly, baby.
Oh, man.
Well, the UFC's he's like one of the UFC's sweethearts, I feel, Brandon Moreno. Like he's such a sweet kid. It's great to see him back on top with the belt around his waist, repping the sports, repping the promotion. He's a great ambassador, man, especially for Legos nerds around the world.
Yeah.
Love that.
Lego,
really do love
Funko
that.
Pops, all kind of shit.
Yeah, man, he's cool, man. He just does his thing.
I love it. You know me. I'm big into nerd shit. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a Lego champion, an anime champion. Sorry, now he's not the champion. But
That's true.
He's the champion of my anime ass heart, okay?
He got replaced by an archery champion.
Yeah, is that what Pereira is? Archery?
I don't know, but his shit is nasty. That one video was pretty damn good.
Talking about?
I forgot the video. Yeah.
What does he like? Kick a soccer ball and then he shoots it with a bow?
Yeah, some shit. It's crazy. I can't even shoot a fucking bow and arrow, right?
Dude, you got to shoot a bow. You haven't lived until you shot a bow.
I have shot a bow. I said I haven't shot one correctly.
I do target practice with my son's toy bow all the time, and I beat him.
You ever see the cartoons where they go to shoot it and the arrow just drops? That's me. That's me. Oh yeah, it's not great.
It's not easy. I'll tell you.
It's not great.
And I'm not saying that I'm a bow expert. Okay, Mark,
Taking a lot of left turns here.
Give me Moreno's next flyweight title defense.
There is only one answer to this question, and it is Alexandre Pantoja.
Facts.
I have seen some tweets out there saying, "Oh, I know Pantoja's been waiting, but I really think it should be Mateusz Nicolau." Get the fuck out of here.
Off of Matt Schnell?
If that shit happens, I am going to spaz on this show. We better be getting Moreno versus Pantoja. My man has been waiting. He literally cannot look better. Like he is at 10 out of 10 peak form right now. And he has 2 wins over Brandon Moreno already. He better get this title shot. And after that, if Nicolau wins another fight, we can do that one. But it's Moreno, Pantoja. They already had their little altercation in the back. After this one, like, book the damn thing.
Omar,
why do you think that Brandon Royval should get the next title shot?
I don't look. I love me some Matt Schnell. He's a good guy. I don't see title shot because you beat Matt Schnell for me, you know. And both of these guys right now have beaten Matt Schnell as of recent, so I do think they need one more. I would actually give one of them, like, you know, the Kai Kara France. I don't know. Is he finally scheduled? I feel like I had him scheduled for something, but who knows? But it doesn't matter because the answer is, like Mark said, Alexandre Pantoja. He's next on the list. He needs some. We need that fight. We need that rematch. It needs to happen. We need to get the official story about Moreno versus Pantoja because Pantoja is fucking nasty. And if we don't have Figgy, then what else do we have? And it is Pantoja.
Yeah. Going from Figueiredo to Pantoja is just like no easy fights at the top of flyweight.
No.
Okay, shifting gears here. as we know, right after the fight in the cage, Deiveson Figueiredo kind of made it official. He announced on the mic that he's moving up to bantamweight. His days at 125 pounds are over. So my question to you, gentlemen, is this. Who would we want to welcome him to the bantamweight division?
Before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know what big chooch Deiveson Figueiredo is. Because
what happened?
this man took off his gloves and shit like he was about to retire.
God, dude, I know.
And then he goes, oh, I'm retiring from the division. This man was like, he's like somebody who fucking like proposes at somebody else's fucking wedding. Like, what an asshole. What an absolute dick. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Love it. Love it.
I'm sorry, Mike. What was the question?
Okay, and I'll adjust the question also because I want it to be sort of a two-part question. First part is, who would you want to welcome him into the bantamweight division? And the second part of it, which is sort of the tied into kind of the same question, how high up into the bantamweight rankings are you slotting Deiveson Figueiredo right off the bat?
If you were ranking him before he fought, you're saying?
Well, I mean, like, who you match him up against is kind of, is that answer.
So I texted you guys this after the fight. I don't know why I like this idea so much, but I really do. I would love to see Dominic Cruz, welcome him to the bantamweight division. I think that's a fun fight. At first in my head, I was like, fuck, is the size difference too much? But I looked and they have the same reach. Like, obviously there's a height difference, but it's only 3 inches. It's not like it's like 5 or something like that. So same reach, 3 inches is not like as crazy different as I imagined it was going to be. And I just feel like, A, style-wise, that's a cool fight. B, Dom is always looking for big fights. And right now he's not necessarily getting one against a top bantamweight guy, but him against Figgy is a big fight. And it almost just feels right that if a champion wants to come into the bantamweight division, that it's Dominic Cruz being like, welcome to my division. Let's see what you got.
Sure. I mean, depending on how much Figueiredo's power translates to the bigger weight class, it could be big trouble for Cruz. But if it doesn't, then if Cruz can have a Cruz kind of night, then it could be a long night for Figueiredo. Omar, what do you think?
So I'm pretty sure 98% of this goddamn top 10 is scheduled.
That's valid.
So I'm just going to pick who I want to see him fight, period. No, whether they actually can fight right now or not. And that's Piotr Jan.
Yeah.
That's absolute banger, fireworks.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that's the fight right there.
So that kind of answers the other question of, like, how high up would you... Because he's the former champ of 125.
He hasn't lost to anybody but Moreno.
I'm trying to think. Has he fought anyone who's a current bantamweight? I'm going through his record right now.
I don't know.
Well, he fought Sergio Pettis. Wait, no, he didn't. Sorry. What am I talking about? Moreno fought Sergio Pettis, I'm thinking of, not Figgy. No, I don't think he has fought anyone who's a current bantamweight. I'm scrolling through.
It would just be nice to see this man not look like he's about to fucking die when he makes weight. Like,
yeah, I think you can fairly slot him in on like the periphery of the top 10 at least. Like, what do you think, Mike? I don't think you can put him in like top 5 without having fought other bantamweights, but I think he's certainly in the mix.
Yeah, because on the one hand, like, all those guys at bantamweight is such a murderer's row, and these guys have all earned their spot. So I don't want to rank him ahead of O'Malley or Jan. I don't want to rank him ahead of Marab. I don't want to rank him ahead of Cheeto. I don't want to rank him ahead of Corey Sandhagen.
No.
I would put him
those guys that you could start having conversations.
I would put him right in the middle of there.
To be honest, I might rank him ahead of Cruz, and I might rank him ahead of Rob Font. Rob Font is coming off back-to-back losses.
And I think that's where you put him. Like realistically, if you're talking about slot wise and somebody to fight, you can give him the Corey Sandhagens, the Rob Fonts, and the Dominic Cruz, and see where you go from there.
I think Corey's above that, personally.
I mean, Corey's moving up, so yeah. But
I agree. I think that's right.
If he loses to Cheeto, you could make that fight.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Yep. Agree.
Cheeto
Actually,
versus
excuse
Figgy?
me. No.
I'm saying
my
if
God.
Corey lost to Cheeto, then you could
fight.
say Corey has to fight Figgy.
Right. When Corey loses to Cheeto, he can fight Davidson.
You know what's interesting too? I mean, it's not quite as buzzworthy, but I keep reading Umar saying that no one will take a fight with him, even recently since his last win.
I believe
What if
that
they were
shit.
like, you know what, Figgy, like, welcome to the division. You got to fight Umar because no one else is. That would be dope.
No, that'd be terrible.
Why?
Why would that work for Figgy? That's terrible. You gotta give Figgy a name. You can't just throw him some fucking up and comer like he's goddamn Neil Magny.
I don't know,
sorry,
dude.
Neil Magny.
Umar's only ranked fucking 4 spots behind Dom. I mean, I agree.
No.
I'd rather him against which is why I picked Dom, because it's a trick
Yeah.
name. But I mean, crazier things have happened.
Umar also again needs to realize everybody's fucking booked. Literally everybody is booked.
Yeah.
The only person I think that's not booked is
O'Malley.
Son Yudong is booked. They're all booked.
Yeah, O'Malley's the only one.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And we can't give Umar O'Malley. That doesn't make any sense.
No. Yeah,
You
literally
can't Chimaev your way up there.
everyone from 13 up in the UFC's rankings, other than O'Malley, is booked.
Yeah. And I wonder what they're going to do, because I think O'Malley's waiting to see what happens with Aljo and Henry.
Yeah, which they just announced today.